We'll start our class. So I want Kinjal Bharal and Kinjal Sahu to switch on your mic and we'll chant Omkara.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram students. Okay, so we'll be beginning our topic now. Yesterday we have discussed children that what all we have completed, and I said that whatever diagrams work you have done, you have to send it. So few I have received, but I want the rest. Those who have not done, they should send it by today 7 o'clock evening. Yes or no? How many students are such who have to send? Can you speak up? Okay, Kinjal Bharat, Dhruv. Okay, so this work should be okay. Anuneet also. So this work should be completed latest by today. Is it clear? 7 o'clock. So I was telling you all that nutrition in amoeba already we have done, and nutrition in amoeba is similar to the human beings. Why I am saying similar to the human beings? Because as human beings show the holozoic mode of nutrition, same way the amoeba also shows the holozoic mode of nutrition, including the 5 steps. Now Pushkar will quickly name the 5 steps of holozoic mode.
Ingestion,
Yes.
digestion, absorption, assimilation, excretion,
And
egestion.
egestion. Yes, egestion. So these are the 5 steps which we find in amoeba, and the same steps we observe in the human beings. Exactly. So amoeba one, I hope everyone has understood that how that amoeba carries out these all 5 steps of the nutrition in that single cell, because it is a unicellular organism. Okay, now the human beings, how they carry out the nutrition, you all know it's a complicated process, because human beings are multicellular organisms or animals, and they have the most evolved systems. They have the most evolved systems. So we have a digestive system which is involved in many organs, and each organ performs specific function. So we will be taking up the human digestive system after completing the plant nutrition. So plant nutrition, everyone put today's date, and we will start with the plant nutrition. So you find in plants, so there are some parasitic forms also. Can you name some parasitic forms of the plants? Anyone?
Pitcher plant.
Again,
Pitcher plant.
pitcher plant is there, which is a parasite. Okay. Then what else? But remember, children, pitcher
Kaskuta.
plant. What else?
Kaskuta plant.
Cascuta, yeah, right, Cascuta. Okay, so Cascuta is a parasite, but pitcher plant, remember children, it does the photosynthesis also. So it shows the autotrophic mode also, plus the parasitic. Okay, when it has less nitrogen. So it starts with that parasitic. It does that to fulfill the nitrogen requirement. It uh, is doing that parasitic mode. Okay, so we will start with autotrophic mode of nutrition seen in the plants, and the process is which one? You'll have noted yesterday.
Photosynthesis.
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 Okay, and I was telling that photosynthesis, what is the definition, or how do we define, or what processes, what reactions are carried out during the photosynthesis. So who will quickly tell me? I'm presenting my screen, children. Who will say? You'll have noted yesterday what I said.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So, how do we define photosynthesis?
It
It
is
is
the
the
oxy.
oxidation and
Pooja will
reduction
tell.
process.
I
It
was
is the
very.
oxidation.
Say.
It
Photosynthesis
is the oxidation and reduction
reduction
process
process.
where
The
water
water is
is
oxidized
oxidized.
and CO2 is released to carbohydrate level.
Not released, children, it is reduced.
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 Reduced. So oxidation and reduction, both processes go on. Is it clear? And my screen is visible to you all.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
See a little this nutrition, then we'll be moving ahead. And I'll tell you the two steps: the oxidation and reduction, how they are carried out, how the oxidation of the water takes place, and how the reduction that we'll take up today. Okay, so now I'm starting. Try to see this first.
Such as carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals are called nutrients. All these nutrients are compounds of carbon which have to be obtained from different sources. These nutrients help to build your body, to grow, to repair the damages in the body, and to provide energy to carry out all life processes. The intake of nutrients and their assimilation is called nutrition. Primarily, there are three modes through which the organisms obtain their nutrition. These are autotrophic, heterotrophic, and mixotrophic. Let us learn more about autotrophic nutrition. All animals depend on plants, either directly or indirectly, for their nutrition. But how do plants get their nutrition? Plants are autotrophs. The term autotroph is derived from two Greek words, auto, meaning self, and trophic, meaning nutrition. This implies that autotrophs are self-feeding. This type of nutrition is called autotrophic nutrition. Autotrophs use simple inorganic compounds to synthesize their nutrients, which are complex organic compounds. To do so, the autotrophs require an external source of energy. Depending upon the external source of energy, autotrophic nutrition is further subdivided into photoautotrophic and chemoautotrophic. Photoautotrophs use the energy from the sun to synthesize glucose and oxygen from carbon dioxide and water. This process is called photosynthesis. It takes place in the chloroplast, where the pigment chlorophyll plays a very important role. The water and minerals required for photosynthesis are taken up by the roots, while openings on the leaves, called stomata, are responsible for the exchange of gases. The glucose is broken down during respiration to release the energy needed for life. In this process, plants take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide. Examples of photoautotrophs are all green plants, algae, and even some bacteria, such as cyanobacteria. Chemoautotrophic nutrition is another mode of nutrition that supplies energy to the organisms. In this mode of nutrition, the organisms take in simple inorganic substances and synthesize them into organic molecules. The energy required for this process is chemical energy. An example of chemoautotrophs is the nitrosomonas bacterium. It utilizes ammonia and oxygen to synthesize nitrites and water. Energy is produced in this process. Another example is the Nitrobacter bacterium. It uses nitrites in the presence of oxygen to produce nitrates and energy. Similarly, thiobacillus or sulfur bacteria oxidize sulfur to make sulfates and release energy. The energy released in each of the above reactions is the result of the oxidation of inorganic substances. Isn't it remarkable that these organisms have the ability to support a complete food web without the need for light? Some chemoautotrophic bacteria are found near hydrothermal vents in the dark depths of seas. These bacteria take energy from chemicals that trickle out of the Earth's interior and use it to make sugars. To sum up, autotrophs are the primary producers in all food chains, since the materials they synthesize and store are the energy sources of all other organisms. The total biomass of autotrophs is far greater than that of animals. This reflects the dependence of animals on plants and the ultimate dependence of all life on energy from the sun.
So I hope you all have understood that what are the three types of the mode of nutrition. So quickly I want the answer from your side, that name what are the three types of nutrition. Say it quickly. Who will answer? Fast.
Autotrophic, heterotrophic,
Autotrophic nutrition.
Huh?
mixotrophic.
Autotrophic, heterotrophic, and what is the third one?
Mixotrophic.
Mixotrophic. Okay, so mixotrophic, when we say children, it means that they will be showing autotrophic mode also and the heterotrophic mode also. Okay, so sometimes they will be preparing their own food and sometimes they'll show the parasitic mode or symbiotic mode, that way it will be. Okay, now tell me what are the two types of the autotrophic mode?
Photoautotrophic and chemoautotrophic.
Okay, and now give the examples of the chemoautotrophic mode.
Nitrosomonas,
Nutrition and
nitrobacter.
sulfur bacteria.
Okay, so many examples we have seen. I want you all to note it down. Okay, when you see these videos, children, I want you to note it in the notebook. Okay, so don't just see it like a story or a movie. So who has noted? Just quickly say what are the examples of the chemoautotrophs.
Nitrosomonas bacteria,
Very good.
nitrobacter bacteria, and
Right.
sulfur bacteria.
Very good, Harish. Okay, so try to, and what were the technical terms? Did you note down that? Anyone? Which one is the thiobacillus? Okay, I'll show
That's
you.
sulfur bacteria.
Very good, sulfur bacteria. Okay, so now we will see further.
Let's summarize what we have learned so far.
I hope you have understood autotrophic, heterotrophic, mixotrophic. Autotrophic, preparing their own food, which may be the photoautotrophic. Photoautotrophic, they include, this mode includes all the green plants. That is the plants which are having the chlorophyll. So you find the LBO is also included and the higher plants are also included in that, and they will be using the sunlight and raw materials other needed, that is the water and the carbon dioxide. And chemoautotrophs, they will be deriving the energy by the chemical reactions. And chemical reactions you have seen there. So nitrosomonas, nitrobacter, what they do? They convert the nitrogenous compounds one into the other. Okay, so these two, I hope you are remembering, we did in 9th class when we were doing the nitrogen cycle. Okay, so now all of you all write out. So we will start particularly with the photosynthesis. Which one we are doing now? Photosynthesis. Okay, and photosynthesis, I hope everyone has understood that it is oxidation and reduction process. It is oxidation and reduction process. So when I say oxidation, so try to understand here, oxidation of what will occur?
The substance get oxidized.
So in the
Water.
H2O.
Oxidation of H2O.
Water, right, H2O.
Water.
So photosynthesis will involve oxidation of water, and the second one,
Reduction of carbon
CO2
dioxide.
is
Reduction of
reduced
CO2
by
is reduced.
carbohydrate level.
right, reduction of carbon dioxide. Okay, I hope you have everyone has noted this much.
Yes, ma'am.
The oxidation of water and reduction of the carbon dioxide will occur during the whole process of the photosynthesis. And how this will be carried out? Before starting with this mechanism of the photosynthesis, I want you to tell me what is the site of photosynthesis. What is the site of
Chloroplast.
Leaves. Chloro.
chlorophyll?
Leaf.
Okay. So the organ will be, when you say site, so you can write down organ, that is leaf. Okay, and when you say the organelle, so what is that?
Chlorophyll. Chloroplast.
Chloroplast. So everyone should write down chloroplast. Now I want you to tell me quickly what is the structure of the chloroplast. Jaldi jaldi batao, because the structure is very important to understand the process of photosynthesis. So the structural components of the chloroplast.
2-unit
Stroma.
membrane.
It is covered by
Granum.
two membrane. Then inside it what is covered?
Thylakoids.
Stroma.
Thylakoids.
Stroma.
Okay.
Granum.
So the first component I should note down. Everyone will note it in their notebook. Okay, the first component after you see the covering के अंदर हमको जो first component मिलता है, that is the fluid. Okay, and that fluid we call it as the stroma, isn't it? Okay, now the second component. What is the second component then?
Thylakoids.
Granum.
Thylakoids. Okay, so
Granum.
thylakoids are how many? Thylakoids क्या फॉर्म करते हैं?
Granum.
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 Granum. Okay, and then what else? What else?
Stroma lamellae.
Stroma lamellae. Very good. Okay, so if the structure is very clear, children, you will be able to understand further that which reaction is going on where. Is it clear? So now we'll take up the chloroplast is made up of the 2-unit membrane, and inside it the fluid is filled, which is known as the stroma. And in the stroma we find the thylakoids sticked over one another, forming the grana lamellae. Okay, and those grana lamellae or the grana, these adjacent grana, they are joined together by the tube-like structures, which you call it as the stroma lamellae. So you can write down the lamellae. We find two types. What are those two types of the lamellae quickly?
Granum, lamellae,
Granum
stroma lamellae.
lamellae.
And stroma.
Stroma lamellae.
Correct. Grana lamellae and stroma lamellae. Now, why I want you to remember this thing, children, that is because you find that some reactions of the photosynthesis, means the part of the reaction of photosynthesis in the will occur in the stroma part, and some reactions will occur in the grana lamella. Is it clear? And why? The reasons we'll try to understand. Okay, so now for this, remember the stroma is having all the enzymes present in that fluid. Stroma is the fluid. So chloroplast के अंदर जो fluid है उसमें बहुत सारे enzymes है, and they will help in the photosynthesis process. Okay, and the grana lamellae. Who will tell me quickly the further structure of the grana lamellae? Can anyone tell? Grana lamellae, or the granum we call it. Granum is made
They
up of.
have a lumen.
Okay. So granum made up of what? Those sac-like structures are called
Thylakoid.
Thylakoids.
thylakoids. So you have to remember that thylakoids are there. And inside the thylakoid, what you get?
Quantasomes.
Contasomes. Very good. Inside it, we find the contasomes. I hope you are understanding what I am writing.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes or no?
Yes,
You are
ma'am.
noting also? Contasomes. And inside the contasomes, then what is present?
Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll pigment. Okay, so inside the contasomes we find the chlorophyll pigment molecules. Okay, so I hope you have understood. Now you tell me that where the trapping of the sunlight will occur.
Stomata.
Stroma.
Stroma,
Grana lamina.
grana
Stroma.
Inside thylakoid.
inside the thylakoids. Very good. This was the reason why I was discussing all these things, children. I hope you understood that photosynthesis is involving the trapping of the sunlight. Okay, and after trapping that sunlight, after taking up the sun energy, then you find the carbon dioxide and the water will get converted into quick quick answer I want.
Glucose.
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 It will get converted into glucose. Okay, it will get converted into glucose, means H2O plus water, that is H2O plus CO2, that will get converted into C6H12O6. But for this conversion, the sun's energy will be provided by the or it will be trapped by the
Chlorophyll.
chlorophyll. Chlorophyll, and which is present inside the contasomes. So you find that oxidation of the water will occur inside the contasomes. It will occur inside the
Quantasome.
Quantasome.
Okay, and that process is known as photolysis of water. What is it called? Photolysis of water. So you can note down here that the quantasomes are absorbing or trapping the sun's energy. And in the quantasomes, which component is trapping the sun's energy?
Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll.
Molecules will trap the sun's energy and will carry out the oxidation of water. Oxidation of water, you can write it here itself, children, that is photolysis of water. Photolysis of water. And then reduction of the carbon dioxide. So photolysis of water, now you can write down, it will occur where? Where photolysis of water will occur?
Ma'am, would you please repeat it?
The photolysis of water will occur inside the thylakoid. Inside the thylakoids. Is it very clear? And what are thylakoids? I hope you have now understood and you have revised this much. And reduction of the carbon dioxide will occur in the stroma. In the stroma part of the, in the stroma of, in the stroma of, say it quickly.
Chloroplast.
Chloroplast.
Chloroplast, very good. In the stroma of the chloroplast.
Ma'am, can you please repeat the definition of photolysis of water?
Photolysis of water is the oxidation of water. Okay, I'll give you the equations, don't worry. Okay, just now it is this much only you remember. Okay, the photolysis of water is the breakdown of the water in the presence of sunlight. It is the breakdown of the water in the presence of sunlight. Okay, so where it will be occurring?
Inside the thylakoids.
Inside the thylakoids. So I hope you have understood the site of the different reactions of photosynthesis. Okay, what are the site of photosynthesis? Quickly answer.
Leaves.
Leaves.
What is the site of photosynthesis? Sis,
Chloroplast.
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 it will occur in the chloroplast present in the leaves. That way you should say. Okay. Now tell me, what are the two reactions involved in the photosynthesis?
Oxidation of water and reduction of carbon dioxide.
Reduction of
Again.
oxidation of
Oxidation
water
of water
and
and
reduction
reduction
of
of carbon dioxide.
Very good. Okay. Oxidation of water and reduction of carbon dioxide. Fine. Now, for the oxidation of water, what is needed?
Sunlight.
Sunlight. Very good. Sunlight is needed. So this will occur, this oxidation of water will occur only in the presence of sunlight. Occurs in the presence of sunlight. It occurs in the presence of sunlight. Did you note down everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके, क्योंकि फोटोलिसिस उसको बोला है मतलब वो वाटर का ब्रेकडाउन सनलाइट के प्रेजेंस में होगा. इज इट क्लियर टू यू ऑल?
yes ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Since it is occurring in the presence of sunlight, children, इस रिएक्शन को हम बोलेंगे लाइट रिएक्शन. What it is called?
Light reaction.
Light reaction.
What is it called?
Light reaction.
Light
Light.
reaction.
तो फोटोसिंथेसिस में सबसे पहले क्या होगा?
Oxidation of
Consumption.
water.
Oxidation of water.
And what is this reaction called?
Light reaction.
reaction.
Light reaction.
Why you call it light reaction?
Presence of sunlight.
Because it occurs in presence of sunlight.
Light, very good. So because it needs sunlight, what will be the site of this reaction?
Chlorophyll.
Thylakoids.
Thylakoids. Okay. Now I want particular site. Okay. Photosynthesis बोला तो आप सीधा क्लोरोप्लास्ट बोल सकते हैं. But if I ask that light reaction, तो light reaction कहाँ होगा?
Quantasomes.
Quantazones present inside the
Thylakoids.
Thylakoids.
Okay, thylakoids, which forms the
Gram.
Granule amylase.
I hope you got the complete address. Got it or not?
Yes ma'am.
अब पूरा बोल के बताइए कि कहाँ होने वाला है लाइट रिएक्शन.
In the quantasomes present in thylakoids which made up the granum.
Which makes the granum. Okay, and granum present inside the
Stroma.
stroma in the
Chloroplast.
Chloroplast.
right. Okay. Now the second reaction I said that is the reduction. What will be the second reaction?
Reduction.
That is the
Reduction
reduction of the carbon dioxide. Okay, so both these processes will occur. Then only you will get children C6H12O6. Okay, so reduction of the carbon dioxide, children, it does not require sunlight. Okay, and it will occur where, but this reduction requires the enzymes. Okay, many enzymes at each step, many enzymes are needed, and those all enzymes present where
Stoma.
stoma. So that is why this reduction will occur where
Stroma.
Stroma.
in the stoma. And since this reaction does not require light, what you have to say?
Dark
It
reaction.
Dark
Dark
reaction.
reaction.
does not require light. Now, when I say children does not require light, इसका मतलब ये नहीं समझना कि वो लाइट के प्रेजेंस में हो नहीं सकता रिडक्शन. Is it clear? It will occur in the presence of sunlight also. This reduction can be carried out in the fill in the blanks quickly. जल्दी जल्दी बोलते जाया करो, नहीं तो लगता नहीं कि क्लास में.
Absence of sunlight.
It will occur in the absence of sunlight also. It will occur in the presence of sunlight also. Is it clear? So it does not require the light. That way we can say it does not require the light. Okay, and since it does not require the light, this reaction we call it as, what do you call it?
Dark
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 reaction.
reaction.
Dark reaction. Very good. I hope everyone has understood this much. Yes or
Yes,
no?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now,
Ma'am,
yes, say.
ma'am, does anything happen in the stroma lamellae that is mentioned there?
No, stromal lamellae is just helping in the starch process. Okay, they are just connecting the grana. Okay, the structural feature only it has that it is connecting the grana.
Yes.
Followed now? So, but in the contour zones, you find inside the contour zones the photolysis of water will occur, and then in the stroma, the reduction of the carbon dioxide will occur. Understood, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we'll take up the light reaction. Okay, in detail. Okay, we have still the time. जल्दी से अब light reaction को पूरा sum up करते हैं पर. Okay, all of you all write down. Okay, light reaction now. How what you can say light reaction? This light reaction, children, it was studied by the scientist named Hill. Okay, so you call this reaction as Hill's reaction. What we call it, it should be capital. Okay. This is also called Hill's reaction, apostrophe. Okay, Hill's reaction. Written. Now, what will happen? So, you can write down quickly once again that during this process, photolysis of water occurs. The photolysis of water. Are you writing when I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
So write it. During this reaction, the photolysis of water occurs. And the water breaks up into H positive. Children, if I write down now, that shifting will not be done. So H positive ions. Make it a superscript, children. Okay, H positive plus OH negative. You'll be able to write down the equation. H positive plus, H positive plus OH negative. We put the signs, the superscript. H positive and OH negative ions. So during the light reaction or the His reaction, the photolysis of water is occurring. When you say photolysis, when you say lysis, word means breaking. And in the presence of sunlight, so you are calling it as photolysis of water. And when lysis will occur, अगर water molecule break होगा, तो हमको क्या मिलेगा? H positive and OH negative. Is it clear, children? Now, Further, what will happen? The H positive ion plus the electrons will also be released, children, plus electrons. Okay. Now what will happen? There will be the formation of ATP and NADPH2. ATP and NADPH2. Okay, so the hydrogen ions now which are released here, children, they will be accepted by NADP. So NADP plus the hydrogen ions which you have got, that will combine and you will get NADPH2. Okay, NADPH2. And the other reaction, what is that? The formation of ATP. So how the ATP, now these electrons are released, children. So the electrons serve as an energy source. So you find that the ADP will combine with the inorganic phosphate. Will combine with, we write like this, children, inorganic phosphate, and you will get ATP. Right. We have to take up capital ATP. All have understood the equation which I am writing here, children? Try to now understand once again. Light reaction, the photolysis of water will occur. The water molecule, that is H2O, will break up into H positive ions and OH negative ions plus the electrons. And this reaction is occurring in the presence of the sunlight, which will occur in the quantasomes of the granum. The electrons which are released, that will be used up in the photophosphorylation. तो try to understand, children, ये जो process है, जो second reaction अपन लिख रहे हैं, this one is photophosphorylation. This process is called photophosphorylation. Is it clear? This is the photophosphorylation.
Ma'am, which process is called photophosphorylation?
The formation of ATP. Okay, phosphorylation is this formation of ATP. When the ADP, that is the diphosphate, adenosine diphosphate, when will combine with one inorganic phosphate molecule, तो फिर उसके पास 3 phosphate हो जाएंगे, तो अपन उसको ट्राइफॉस्फेट बोलने लगते हैं. पहले उसको ADP, that is diphosphate, when it will combine with one more phosphate, it will form ATP. And children, this reaction, it is a combination reaction. So the combination reaction will need some energy. Energy will be provided by this photolysis of water. तो पहला इक्वेशन, पहला रिएक्शन क्या होना जरूरी है इसमें? First will always be what in this Hill's reaction?
Breakdown of water.
So what is that called?
Photolysis of water.
So first पहले क्या होगा लाइट रिएक्शन में?
Photolysis of water.
और photolysis of water होगा तो क्या क्या मिलेगा? Can you say quickly?
Hydrogen and OH minus.
H positive ions and OH negative ions. What you should remember?
H positive ions and OH negative ions.
Plus
Electrons.
what will happen to this hydrogen ion? See the equation and tell what is happening to this hydrogen.
Combined with NADP.
Right, it will be accepted by the NADP. And what it will form then?
NADPH2.
हाँ, so
NADPH2.
remember children, we are not writing here the balanced equation, लेकिन हाइड्रोजन और भी होगा, कंटिन्यूस प्रोसेस चल रहा है, तो दो हाइड्रोजन कंबाइन होंगे एक से, which will form NADPH2. Okay, and what will be the use of this electrons? इधर पर एरो के ऊपर आप लिख लो E, negative. Okay, ADP plus inorganic phosphate. What? How do we read this IP?
Inorganic
Phosphate.
phosphate.
Phosphate. Okay, and this reaction will require what? E negative. Okay, electrons वहाँ लिख दो. Electrons का भी charge negative होगा, so that's why we write down E negative upon the on top of this arrow. You can write down for your understanding. And what will be the result then?
ATP.
Formation of ATP.
ATP. And you all know that ATP is the energy currency of the
Cell.
Cell.
cell. Energy currency of the cell. तो ATP बन गया. Now try to understand these two things are very very important for the second reaction of photosynthesis. And what is the second reaction of photosynthesis?
Ma'am,
Yes, say.
ma'am, what does happen with this OH ion? OH
I'll
negative
tell you
ion.
further. Which ions will combine? वो अलग से combine होके फिर water बनाएगा. And the same remember O अलग remove हो जाएगा and that will form the oxygen which is released out. You know, photosynthesis time the plants are releasing oxygen. So that oxygen will be coming from here only. That is OH वाला. हाइड्रोजन में जो ऑक्सीजन अटैच है वही रिलीज होगा, दैट इज O2 which we get it for breathing purpose in the atmosphere. Okay, done
Yes.
everyone? हाँ. So who will summarize the light reaction? Just in 1 minute.
I mean, what is this NADP?
NADP is nicotine amide adenine diphosphate. Nicotinamide adenine diphosphate.
And what is important for secondary reaction?
The two molecules. अभी अपन को लाइट रिएक्शन का प्रोडक्ट क्या हो गया? लाइट रिएक्शन में क्या दो चीज हमको मिली?
ATP and
NAD.
NADPH2.
Very good. Okay, we got NADPH2 and ATP. Remember children, these two are only very very important for the second reaction, that is reduction of the carbon dioxide, and you call these assimilatory parts. What you call them? Assimilatory parts. Okay, what are the two assimilatory parts we get it during the light reaction?
ATP and NADPH2.
ATP and NADPH2, and they will be needed. They will be needed in
Dark reaction.
Dark reaction.
dark reaction. Needed in dark reaction. So when I say needed in dark reaction, means they will be needed for which process?
Reduction of CO2.
Reduction of carbon
Very
dioxide.
good. Dark reaction. So it will be needed in reduction of the CO2. So I hope this much is very clear. Reduction we'll do it later. So we have completed today which reaction?
Light
Light
reaction.
reaction.
Reaction. This is the mechanism of photosynthesis, children, we are doing. Okay, how the photosynthesis will occur, how the H2O and CO2 will form C6H12O6. So which two reactions will occur?
Light reaction and dark
Light and
reaction.
dark
and dark
Light reaction and dark reaction. Okay. And light reaction will give you what?
ATP and
ATP and
NADPH2.
NADPH2.
ATP and NAD.
And they are known as what?
SC.
Assimilatory
Assimilatory.
powers.
Assimilatory powers. And what is the use of these assimilatory powers?
Reduction of
Reduction
carbon
in
dioxide.
Reduction of carbon dioxide.
They will help in the reduction of the carbon dioxide. Is it very clear now?
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. So questions I'll be sending on the WhatsApp. Followed. Now I'm stopping the sharing and we'll do Shanti part. Everyone noted now?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I hope the structure of the chloroplast very clear.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes,
the
ma'am.
site of the two reactions of photosynthesis, where each one will occur, you have understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. So now I want everyone, one homework is there. That is, you will revise everything. Okay, you will be revising everything and you will draw the diagram of the chloroplast. You'll draw the diagram of the chloroplast. Do you have?
Yes, ma'am.
मेरे को
Yes,
Yes,
ऐसा
ma'am.
जो जो 9th में किया था अपन ने. So that
Yes, ma'am.
diagram you can draw it for your understanding. And one diagram of the stomata is given children in your textbook. So draw that stomata diagram. We'll have drawn also before, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
फिर फिर से बनाने की जरूरत है कि याद हो गया?
याद हो गया.
If you
Yeah, that.
want to, no need to make it. Okay, if you have confidence that I have practiced and now there's no need of further practice, so then I'll say that okay, leave it, don't make it again. How many say that yes, they have learned it? Okay. Uh, no, it's a simple diagram. No? If it is asked in the exam, because
Yes,
whatever you are doing, you are practicing for your final examinations. And if you say that it's all done nicely, so then no need to repeat it. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes, yes, say.
which questions we have to send?
Questions I will be sending you from related to this part what we have completed today. Okay, and that you do it in the fair notebook then.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So for the fair notebook, whatever we have done, I'll give you the questions. So start doing it. Okay. So now Shanti part. Who is ready to do Shanti part? Now two boys, Harish and Pushkar. Ready?
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Sai Ram children. Now you all can leave.
Sir,
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sai Ram.
Thank you, ma'am.